Welcome to my YouTube channel, VB Academy of Commerce and Business Studies. I am Dr. Vijayagiri Bhikshapati, Head Department of Commerce, SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar, Telangana, India. My email address is bvijayagiri@gmail.com. I am going to teach today is business statistics for the BCom second year students, third semesters. In the last class, it has been, yes, measure of central tendency. What are the measures of central tendencies? So they are right, basic methods, special averages, and other averages. So with regarding to the basic averages, mean, median, mode are very important one. These three are called basic averages. So it has been dealt in the last classes. These two are dealt in the last classes, and now we are going to deal today this one. So the mode, what is mode? I am going to deliver the lecture on the mode today. Mode is a basic central tendency measure. Basic central tendency measure. It is a measure of tendency measure. Mode is also written once again another measure of central tendency. It is the value of the point around which the items are most heavily concentrated. So these are the important words used for describing the mode. Mode is a value for which around which point the items are most heavily concentrated. Then what are the advantages of the mode? Mode is easy to understand and calculate. Mode is easy to understand and calculate. Then mode is easy to identify. It is easy to identify. So mode is useful for qualitative data also. Besides the quantitative data, mode is also used in the qualitative data. So it is not affected by extreme values. So here you can see what is the advantage, main particular advantage. It is not affected by extreme values in the data, total entire data. If the extreme values means very low or very high values are not affected to this one. So now we are going to deal with the mode with examples. So it is an example. Consider the following series and find the mode. So what are they? 8, 9, 11, 15, 16, 12, 15, 3, 7, 15. So this is the data given, asked to calculate or find the mode. Since it is a individual data, it is individual data type. Individual data type. We can easily identify the which number is highest, having highest repetitions. 15 is having 1, 2, 3 repetitions. Hence the value x. So these are all called x values. So they are x value x. The value x 15 occurs maximum number of time in the data. No other value is occurring 3 times. Hence, therefore, the mode is 15. This is the answer. For identifying in central data, say individual data, the mode is very easy to identify, which repeats most of the times. This is called most heavily concentrated. The next point is, yeah, next point is how to represent the mode in a graphic form. So graphical representation. The entire data is given, ideally it is bell-shaped unimodal. Unimodal, there are two different types of models. One is unimodal versus, I'm writing versus bimodal. Yes, bimodal means a number which having most repetitions is in this data is only this one. So this is having highest in the quantity. Okay, highest in the quantity. Hence, this is the model point or model value, right? This is the, hence it is a unimodal. Uni means one model. Then there are chances that the data may have more than one mode. So that is the even limitation also. Limitations of mode. That is, it may be, number one is ill-defined. Number two is bimodal or multimodal also. So hence you cannot identify a single value for the data, some of the data. So to calculate a mode. Hence, the mode is a calculation or a measure which may sometimes ill-defined. It cannot be calculatable. Number two is it may be bimodal. But as far as the central tendency rules are concerned, central tendency means identifying the central point. Right. So hence this is the demerit. Otherwise, the mode is a good one, but there are limitations also. Next point is, next point is is uh, it's much slow. Yes. Next one is, I have given a example for bimodal also, where there are two bars. This is called A, this is called B. There are two bars are there and you having equal or little bit either side. So hence these two may be called as bimodal. Bi means two modes, model points are there, exist. So hence hence the model bimodal is shown in this way in the picture model, whereas how to calculate, how to identify or locate the model value for the continuous series data. So model value, this is the mode, it has been identified because say it is called histogram. Mode also located using the graph called histogram. Histogram. In which the highest bar is considered as a modal bar. So this bar is having 25 frequency. Number of students are 25. So, but they are having 30 to 40, in between 30 to 40 marks. Then I need a value which is exact one number. Hence, to how to identify the modal value, it is the method of the histogram is just to take this point, the edges of the bar touching the other balls, this adjacent bars. So these edges are extended or connected with the corners of the bar, so that one line is drawn in this way, right? So now the intersection of these lines is called the point where the modal value exists, modal marks are exist. Hence, by seeing on the graph, you can identify easily. So it may be the 35. So hence modal marks are how much? 35. Modal marks are 35. Okay, then coming to the another data type, finding the mode. So there are two rows are given in this data. So one is called marks, 10, 20, 30, like that, up to 70. Students are given. So how many students? 10 students got 10 marks. 10 marks. How many students got? 2 students. 2 students got 10 marks. 10 students got 20 marks. 25 students got 30 marks. 28 students got 40 marks. 36 students got 50 marks. 14 students got 60 marks. 70 marks got only 10 students. Hence, what is the majority of the students? Majority of the students are received or awarded marks 50. So that means before identifying this one, we must verify whether any nearer value to that one. Suppose if it is 35 here, so there is a dilemma between by 1 mark or like that, it may come here or there. So hence there is a lot of gap between this 25, 28 and 36. So nearest values are 28. 28, 36, there are 8 differences. 8 students difference means, so this is the modal value. Modal value having highest number of students, highest repetitions. So 36 times repeated the 50 number. Hence the modal value for this data is called 50. So what is the data type? This is discrete data. Why? So we are having marks one side, they are given in numbers, and students F. So this is called X and this is called F. F means frequency. So hence this is called the data. Then next slide is dealing with why it is hanging, right? So this is with regarding to the calculation of mode for continuous data. Mode for continuous data. So continuous series data, how it is this is like this: 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. Hence, yeah, 60, yes. In this, so we need some for one formula. This is called mode is equal L plus F1 minus F0 into F1 minus F0, so bracket together, plus F1 minus F2. So into I is normally after the entire formula. So there is a plus symbol, hence the L is added at the end of the calculation. So these are the important points we have to remember. So L means lower value of the class in which the mode lies. So identifying mode is as usual as we calculated in the discrete data. So whereas coming to the continuous data which are having classes, so you need one value, so that you need the some extra calculation. For that, f1 is f1 minus f0. F1 means here the frequency of the class in which the model lies. So mode lies. So the next one is f0, means the previous one, preceding class. F of the preceding class, model class. So f2 is the succeeding class. Then I is the class interval of the model class. So we have to very careful that the examiner may test you by giving unequal model class intervals. So this is with regarding the formula. Yeah. So how to calculate this one for the continuous data? So the data is given. There are values for 10. Sorry, 10. This one 18, 25. Okay. So they are very nearer. So 26 you can consider as a layman, but as a statistician, if you want accurate value, you need to go with both values and further probe in that one. So hence we need a concept called grouping table. Grouping table. What is grouping table? The values which are given in the question should be taken in this way. These are the values which are already given. This is f, this is class, already given values. We are not taking from somebody else. So what we have to do is, in the first step one is this one. Step 1, what we have to do, say I'll write step 1. Step 1, take two values and do total. So 10 plus 18 is equal to 28, right? This is comes under step 2. Under the step 1, you identify it as a 26 the highest value, right? In the step 2, you identified as the like this, but this is having 25 plus 26 is 51. So this is the highest value. So having involved 30, 40 and 40, 50. Hence this is the highest value. Coming to the next one, you take these three values of the first three first 3 is the 43, second 3 is the 43. Then also there is a dilemma. It is not showing any highest value. So just for the sake, we just leave it. Then next one is another type. You calculate, leave one number upside and calculate 3 3 3 18 25 26. Okay, then this comes into 69. So these are the values which are taken 3 at a time. This one, this is 2 at a time. 18 plus 25 is equal to 43. So 2 2 3, and this is also 1 2 3. This is one time, 1 2 3. So it's taken 69. This is from here to here, once again 3, 68. So these values are needed. These values are needed to transfer to a table called analysis table. So in the analysis table, the same values which we calculated in the earlier grouping table are transferred these values to here. Right. Okay. Now, see, by transferring these values, the weightages are being totaled. They are 20 to 33, 30 to 45, then 40 to 50 also 5. So hence the important thing is the weightage. Weightage is having in the 30 to 40 and 40 to 50 is equal. Hence we conclude that this is a bimodal. This is a bimodal. So this series is a bimodal one. Hence a bimodal one. So for that we are not supposed to identify the mode value as usual, but there is a alternative method called mode is equal 3 median minus 2 mean. Means there is a interrelation between the median and mean has been identified. So the mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So hence we have to find the median as well as the mean, which we already discussed in the earlier classes. So we are now applying the same formulas and finding the median and what we call is the mean. So median we have to find the way which we systematically according to the formula. So what for that what we have to do is right. What we have to do is today it is not listening. Yeah. Yeah. Have taken one example how to calculate median. So it is dealt in the last class. So we have to identify the we have to calculate the CF first. Then according to L plus n by 2 minus PCF by F into I. This is the formula used to find median. Find the median. Hence, how to find the median? First, we have to calculate the what is the number of n. N is equal here 100. Why 100? N is equal sigma f. Sigma f. This is the f. N is equal sigma f. So 100 by 2 is equal to how much? 50. So in this cumulative frequency, we have to identify where the 50th value falls. So I think up to 20 to 30 class, this is the 20 to 30 class, we are having only up to 46 items. So 47th item to 68th item are falling in the 30 to 40 class. Hence, it is a median class. Median class is identified, and according to formula, we need F, PCF, and I. So hence, so we need L is equal to the lowest value of the class, that is the 30, and what is the I? I means the gap between 40 and 30 is the 10. This is called class interval. So by using this one, what we have done the calculation 30 plus 50 minus 46 by 22 into 10. So finally the answer is 31.8. Like this, we have to calculate the median also. So here right, we are here. It is, we have calculated what we have calculated the median. So this we are dealing with. Yes. So we calculated median. Then arithmetic mean. We have to calculate the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is calculated with this formula called sigma. A means assumed mean taken arbitrarily, plus sigma FD. D means deviations taken from assumed mean arbitrary mean. Also we call it as assumed mean or arbitrary mean. So by n into, so the I is the interval. So without this also we can do. So because nowadays we have much accurate calculators and much speed calculators, so we need not use this formula. Mean is equal sigma f m by n. Also you can calculate f m. Midpoint means this one, m means this one. So you just to multiply these two, 10 into 15 150, 18 into 25, like how we'll get some number. So I do not have the calculator right now. So right, so with this, so in this way we got this is called shortcut method. The which already done is called shortcut method. shortcut method. So where deviations are assumedly taken. So here 35 is the arbitrary mean plus 34 we got here. 34 by 100. 100 is the number of n is equal 100 into 10. 10 is the deviations here you have taken. So hence the 38.4 is the number. Then how to calculate the mode? Mode is calculated with the help of the formula we have just now explained. Two median minus 3 median minus 2 mean. So 3 into 39, 2 into 38.4 is equal to 117 minus 76. So modal value or mode is called mode. How much we got it? 40.2. So this formula is used on empirical formula only. So mode is assumed to be have relations with the median and mean. This is empirical. So research data only. Hence, so theoretically it is proved that there is a relation. That's why we are using. And it can be given only approximate value, not exact results. So 40.2 is the approximate value. As such, if it is a frequent use, should be avoided. So what we have to do is, this method may be an indicative, not the accurate one. However, when mode is ill-defined, this is word we have used earlier also, ill-defined. What is ill-defined? Ill-defined means when we cannot define in a straight method, then the mode is called ill-defined. So the bimodal also should be dealt in this with this formula, right? So this is what we are going to deal about the mode. So with this I am concluding the my lecture today. Thanks to all. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, BB Academy of Commerce and Business. Thank you one and all.